welcome to the Moana Nui Podcast. Woo-hoo! Tonight we have a special show for all of you. Ryan and I are celebrating the last 24 hours of our Kickstarter marathon.
Say what?
Yes. And so what better way to do that than to bring some friends who also are in the Kickstarter universe. I will call it that. The metaverse. So we're excited to have all of our friends here with us tonight. My name is Moana, of course, the host and founder of the show. If this is your first time watching, welcome on in. We're happy to have you as part of our Ohana. Dana is on vacation, but we miss her and we love her and we send her all the positive vibes as she is recovering. So love you, sis. But yeah, so before we get started though, let's just go around real quick. Tell folks who you are, a brief intro, and then we'll give everybody a chance to talk about your project, and we'll ask each other questions and just go a little bit deeper into your creative stories. So let's start with Will.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm Will Allred. I'm the writer and creator of Crossover Division. And it's the pitch for that would be that when stories come to life and threaten to fracture reality beyond repair, only an English professor and a research librarian have the knowledge and smarts to save us all. Crossover Division number 3 is on Kickstarter right now. We have about 13 days left, and we're inching very, very closely to our first stretch goal right now. So
yes, guys, let's get Will over to his stretch goal tonight, like right now. Hit the link. I put the link up in the banner, so check out his campaign.
I was already sold when he said English professor. I was done.
And librarian? Oh, come on. I lived in
I was done. I was already sold. Yeah.
Yes. Alrighty. Of course, our very own Ryan.
Yep. I am married currently to the Adventures of Nakoa and Nohea. And we're in it deep right now. We're going. I'm the illustrator of the book. It's been nothing but gloriousness and straight fun with me and Moana. We are crafting something incredibly special. I'm really excited. And I'm just proud to be part of this project. Proud that our project is officially funded. I can sleep now. And I'm very happy. That's all I am. I think everyone who has donated and backed this project is actually a dream come true, because this is my first children's book that I've ever done. I've had other opportunities in the past, but this is something truly special to me now.
Yes. Awesome. Let's go to Dedrin.
Howdy, y'all. My name is Dedrin Sneed, founder of Subsume here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am running a current Kickstarter for our prose anthology called Sorghum and Spear, The Way of Silk and Stone. And so it's a continuation of our African fantasy series, Sorghum and Spear, which is about young girls that beat up monsters, but more specifically about the last generation of girls who are using their time and talents to try to save the world from an army of monsters as they try to grow up. So it's very much Black Panther meets Thundercats, and we have 16 amazing writers from around the world, and somehow, some way, have a special opportunity to bring you stories to life with our current campaign. So 9 days in, and a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, definitely check out Sorghum and Spear. Back with confidence. Property.
Mary sold. He said girls, monsters, and Thundercats. I'm done.
Right? Sign me up. And last but not least, our She-Ra, Laurie Foster.
I'm Laurie Foster. I'm the owner of Unlikely Hero Studios. I'm also an inker sometimes. We're also currently running a Kickstarter for a new series we're doing called Power Broker. It's basically about a chaotic world where they've figured out how to sell superpowers, and you can buy them, and there's, of course, because of that, there's an underground market for them, and chop shops and dangerous stuff, and capitalism and superpowers is not a good combination. We're actually also in our last like 22 hours or something. So, and we're hoping to hit a couple stretch goals. So,
sweet. Yes. Okay. So you know what? Let's start, Laurie. Let's start with yours. Tell folks a little bit more about it. I will pull it up while we're talking so folks can kind of see the campaign. So go ahead and just ignore me in the background as I try to grab everything.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of what I can talk about without. I don't want to spoil too much. I don't want to.
Maybe like tell us like what inspired the story, like what was the spark?
So Todd Vicino, the writer, he describes it as basically just like, he was just thinking about it for a while about, powers and superpowers and how cool it would be to have them. And then he was like, well, what if you could buy them? What if someone figured out, unlock the genome so that they could give people superpowers and what would happen? What would happen in our current world if that happened? And then he kind of just went crazy from there. And he got John Kutzer, the artist, on board, and of course John's style is very over the top and crazy. I think there's some pages on there somewhere that we could show. But he's got a very dynamic style, it's actually a very unique style. It's like a combination of anime and realism.
Yeah, the art is really cool. Like I like that cover a lot right there.
Thank you. That third cover is actually a Chaheen Laju's cover. I love him as an artist. I had to get him on board for this.
That one. Sorry.
No, you're okay. We can look at your beautiful face instead. That's fine.
No.
You mentioned your artist and some of the cover artists. Who's the rest of the team on the book?
Not that one.
It's so Todd Vicino's the writer and John Kutzer's the artist. For the first 7 issues, that's it.
Oh.
I'm the editor, but outside of that, sorry, I should say, man, I am not entirely awake today. I've left out our letterer. HDE is our letterer, and he's fantastic. And now I feel terrible because I've left him out.
Laura, you got it in. You're good, girl.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're in the last day of your Kickstarter. You're allowed to have some brain farts.
I'm a little foggy. But yeah, John and Todd kind of took it in an interesting direction, as you can see from the art. Like, so what happens is if you don't, pay the right price for superpowers and you get them underground, like shit can go wrong. Which is what happens in that one page. People get like really weird mutations. They grow extra arms. They rage out. Lots of weird, creepy things can happen. Yeah, and so our 2 main characters, Mason and Kira, are basically they're superpowered police of sorts. They try to keep this kind of thing in line when people, steal or illegally get superpowers and they start destroying cities. Someone has to try to keep that from happening. And they have rescinders, which are basically allow them to steal the powers from the people and lock their genome so they can't be altered again. There's some interesting mechanics with superpowers being so available.
I like this. I like it.
And initially, when we start the book, when superpowers are revoked, it's a permanent situation. But as we go in the series, spoilers, someone figures out how to make it not permanent. So we start having more crime and more problems, and our supervillain character takes advantage of this. And on the campaign, we're offering 3 different covers, 2 by our series artist, and then 1, of course, by Chaheen that I inked, and then it's colored by Hedwin Zaldivar. And then we have a shirt, we have some art prints, we have a patch. Yeah.
That's really cool. I like the patch idea. That's awesome. I might steal that for our comic because ours is about motorcycle clubs, and of course, you must have a good patch.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice. Alrighty, so Laurie is in her less than 24 hours now, 22 hours, guys. So definitely check this campaign out. Laurie is awesome. Aside from being like an amazing editor, inker, business person, and all of that, she is someone who is like a reliable advisor in the indie comics community. She's definitely like, she and I have strategized a whole bunch on a lot of different things. And yeah, someday we will have time to do the project that we were supposed to do with Mike, and most of it's on me, but but yes, definitely check out Power Brokers. It looks like she's $105 away from being able to unlock their t-shirt stretch goal, which is really cool. So check that one out.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. Who shall we go next? Let's go to Will.
Okay. Hi.
It's okay. I just forgot my letterer, so like, don't worry.
Every time I do these, my wife says, "Start doing your hands like Ricky Bobby in Talladega Night." I don't know what to do with my hand. No, anyway.
You gotta hold two mugs, like in Dirty Rock, like Alec Baldwin. You gotta hold the mugs.
Gotta hold the mug. Okay, that's a good plan. I am the writer and creator of Crossover Division, and we are currently running. We're about halfway through our campaign right now, and we are, I think, around $55.
Yeah, $55 away
from our first stretch goal, which is going to be to add in. We have 5 different covers for the campaign, and what I like to do is try to add extra pages to the issue, you know, once we get past funding, so that I can add in each of those covers, so that, you know, anybody who buys whichever issue gets to see all of the awesome art, because we've got an amazing team here, and I'm going to remember my letterer, because he would actually smack me around, because Moana knows him too. So anyway, like I said, I'm the writer. Our artist for this issue is Alice Leclerc. She's a French artist, and she's doing some really amazing work. The colorist is Ryan Kroboth, who also does another book called
Sunmaker.
Thank you. I almost forgot that. He's going to come after me now.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't let him come after you.
And then our letterer and designer is Brant Fowler, who is pretty awesome. He also does the design for the Kickstarter page for us as well. So he's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then our editor is James Powell, who does House of Fear. He's the writer on House of Fear. And he's editing, I think he's editing Clay Adams and Kyle Roberts' Blazing Blade of Frankenstein, which just finished up on Kickstarter not too long ago.
Yep.
And then we've got we have an embarrassment of riches. We have so many awesome covers. We have 5 awesome covers. Wow. You can see them kind of flipping through there pretty fast. The first cover, the standard cover, is by Alice. That's that one that's on the screen there. It's actually going to connect to the cover of number 4. So she's going to have, these 2 covers connect on, and we'll see number 4, hopefully, early next year, I hope. The second cover, or the first variant cover, is by Pablo Martinez, who was the artist on the first 2 issues. His cover actually connects to his number 4 cover as well. He's going to be a variant cover artist for us on number 4.
Oh, nice.
But Pablo's awesome. He'll be coming back to do the art for us on number 5, down the road. It's just scheduling it's hard. Comics are hard. Really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So he will be coming back with number 5, and then I'm sure Alice will probably be back at some point for our next arc later. But then we have our second variant cover, or the third cover, is by Ludo Sale. Ludovic Sale. Ludo is awesome. He's the artist for Kevin Joseph's Tart. And it is this one right there. It is. It's a beautiful cover. I love it. And he's also a French artist. I was talking to my wife. I said, we have 2 French artists doing covers, 2 Italian artists doing covers, and 1 Argentinian. That's awesome. So, anyway, Ludo is that cover. And then our 3rd variant cover is by Tina Valentino. She's an Italian artist, and it's actually our project image. It's this one, right? There we go. That's the one, which is beautiful. I mean, I'm in love with all of these covers. And anyway, our final cover is by another Italian artist. That's Romina Morinelli. And if I screw that up, it's because I'm an ignorant hick from the sticks, and I apologize. But Romina is also an Italian artist, and you might know her from Glarian with Charlie Stickney. And I think she just finished a book with Jimmy Palmiotti, a Painkiller Jane book that was kickstarted not too long ago.
Oh, nice.
Which is really nice. But yeah, we've got 5 amazing covers, and I think I joke, hey, I'm going to try to save you the mental anguish of trying to pick one of them. Just get them all. Okay. Just get them all.
Awesome.
But this story takes, so kind of the gist of Crossover Division is that sometimes people can love fiction a little too much, and those realities can kind of cross over into the reality of of our characters. So in the first issue, we had a giant Martian tripod show up because somebody loves War of the Worlds a little too much.
Yes.
In our second issue, we had it was Dracula, but we focused more on the brides of Dracula. One of the things that I like to do, since I am taking from the public domain, is I also like to throw in an essay, kind of placing the work that we're dealing with, where it's from, who wrote it, when it was published, where it was published, and kind of some of the basics about it. I also like to try to speak to some of the themes of it, at which Pablo's pulled that off in both issues, and Alice is doing a great job in this issue too. But this one, we're being a little coy about the actual work that's crossing over. It turns out that they're going to get it wrong, and we're going to find out what happens when you get it wrong. Bad things happen. Spoilers, bad things happen. So this is actually our first 2-part story. The first issue was pretty much standalone, although we do continue some into the second issue. And then this 3rd issue and 4th issue are going to be, kind of a 2-part story. And then that's going to finish our first arc. And we have plans for more stuff down the road. Kevin Joseph of Tart and I joke a lot. We're like, hey, you should be smart and maybe publish an 8-page story, or publish, a single issue story, or maybe a 4-issue series. And he's got a 24-issue series going on Kickstarter, and this one's going to be 20. So we're just not very smart.
I can relate to this.
That's relatable.
But it's the rewards. Mostly we stick to the book. We still have the ability to the characters call the person that causes the crossover. They call them the Dreamer. So you can actually cameo as the Dreamer, or I think we have 2 or 3, maybe just 2 options to actually be drawn in the issue as a Crossover Division agent, which we had that in. We had somebody pick that up for number 2, and it turned out really, really cool.
Oh, that's fun.
The reward included a Crossover Division badge that we had made from the art that was in the book, because he got drawn into the issue. So he actually has a Crossover Division agent badge, which I thought was really kind of fun. I geeked out on stupid stuff like that. It's really, really cool.
I love it though. That's really cool. Original art. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Alice has some commissions, black and white commissions or color commissions.
Cool.
I'm a big fan. Well, I try to make it so that you can support kind of on almost any level. We have a digital catch up, we have a physical catch up. For our backers that are coming back, I like to make sure that they can get, if they want all the covers, they can get all the covers. If they, want something else. At this point, we have the digital catch up. We will have the previous issues available via backer kit at the end, and I'm not a big fan of people charging extra shipping on backer kit long after the the Kickstarter's done. So if you back here at a physical level, you won't have any additional shipping charges or anything like that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So that's what it looks like. That is Crossover Division, and it's a lot of fun.
Nice. Now I like some of the things that are like indicative of your campaigns, Will, is that you put in like kind of the process stuff, like your editorial notes and things like that. I think that's really cool to give folks the opportunity to peek behind the curtain and see a little bit more of the creative process.
I actually had to learn how to do something, which I thought was just really cool. Because in the beginning, I have like a block of text that is very, very spoilery. So I had to learn how to block out the black text in the PDF, like the government documents that are, I can't even think of the word right now. I'm tired too.
Kickstarter fatigue.
Kickstarter brain. But block those out so that they couldn't read it. I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. I learned how to do that I can do something now. I'm not just a writer.
Yes. Very cool. Very cool. I love all of the colors. Not the colors. See, blah, 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 I can't talk anymore either. The covers are very beautiful. Lots of great choices there. Yeah, guys. So let's help Will hit his stretch. He only needs 55, and that's like nothing in Kickstarter speak. So, if you haven't checked it out, it's got digital, physical. Pick your choice and come and join the fun.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Will. Let's see. All right, let's go to Dietrich. Let's see now. Tell us about the sorghum and the spear. And maybe for folks who are not familiar with your universe, I know your current one is like an anthology. It's more. Is it prose or is it still going to be in comic form?
So it will be in comic form as our primary point. So the opportunity here is that we're switching just a bit for a prose anthology that we've been working on and have some amazing talent that has blessed us on these pages from not only poems, but primarily with new stories and new protagonists and antagonists to our story to kind of show and share. As a point of proof for life, right? Our last Kickstarter was this beautiful graphic novel.
Yes.
64-page hardcover graphic novel in shipping still for too many of our backers. But the fact is that we had this as our second book. We did a prequel comic through Kickstarter. I think back in 2017, a few years ago. Did this as a 64-page graphic novel with myself and just an amazing talent team. And so what we wanted to do was expand the world. Sorghum and Spear is at the end of the day is a testament to sisterhood being the true superpower in a world full of women and young girls who have to pass along not only their mystical powers but also the stories of life and love and how to carry on their traditions in a world that is crumbling around them. And so Sorghum and Spear at its core is a story that's between two sides, which is the Anfrey, which are the women of the world, and the Spora, who are this army of demons and monsters that have created a fantasy battle between their people that's called the Forever War. And so the way the Sorghum and Spear is set is that men do not exist in this world. It's based off the Dahomey Amazons of Benin, the real world cohort of women fighters in Africa, but taking a fantastic twist. So at the end of the day, it's a nice hodgepodge of my old Dungeons and Dragons campaigns, a lot of 80s cartoons, and and just
This is giving me life right now. This
Right?
is
Yeah,
like
this
giving
is
me a
amazing.
never-ending story.
right,
It's giving me
exactly.
labyrinth rides.
Right.
I'm here for it right now. This is
That's-
giving me life. Is that Aurora from Star Trek?
that
Yes.
would be. That is one of
Phil
our two
Nichols.
fantastic executive producers. I had the privilege of crafting this saga with Nichelle Nichols from the original Star Trek.
Done.
I
I'm
knew
sold.
and
I think you killed Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm sold right
Right.
now.
I was like,
I'm
I
a
knew Ryan
Trekkie,
was
bro.
going to lose
I
his
am a
stuff.
Trekkie. I am hardcore Trekkie. Oh my God.
likewise. So, having
You have
her-
my money.
Sure.
You have my
Yeah,
money.
yeah, I'm gonna go back. This is
And
awesome.
so,
Oh my God. I'm done. This is beautiful. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Ignore me. Ignore
no
me.
worries. So absolutely being blessed, to have a pantheon of talent, to be edited by the renowned Sheree Renee Thomas, brought in with a award from Missy Shaw of Everfair fame. Sheree, these are Hugo Award-winning and Nebula Award-winning talents that have been able to be brought along. In addition, to have a lot of stories from the diaspora, not only just from African diaspora, but bringing in a lot of new and established talent in fantasy, science fiction, and in just of course speculative fiction overall. So being able to bring these stories that do work in this setting is kind of our next foray into building this out as a sweeping saga, but at the same time starting to write the rules of our world, right? The ideas of, well, how do they reproduce? That's a big question, right? The idea of, where are they getting their powers and what's happening on other parts of the world from our main core four protagonists. And so this really gave us a chance to just branch out, understand, and develop not only our in-house talent for a core of artists and writers for this space, but also try to just bring a simple but poignant platform that we could consistently bring out. So of course, Sorghum Spear is born out of comics, born from tabletop games. As we know, bringing a lot of that art is labor intensive, and across time and across space, wanted to make something that anyone could be a part of Sorghum and Spear. And so we're taking this as a first step into making an annual anthology to be able to bring the stories of these young girls and these women into existence. So again, we want to find a way as fellow creators to give back and also give a space that creatively we could do so. So the real thing behind this anthology was that we're able to pay our anthologists a more than a living wage, right? So the idea is that we want to be able to pay a professional rate, be able to bring this into a gravity that this is the type of thing that hopefully would count on the resume of those who want to pursue prose anthology or just writing in general, and then just give us a leverage platform to just bring a constant and consistent stream of talent to our service. So for this Kickstarter, really it is just to honor the talent and dedication of these writers. The image that you're seeing here, I think we're currently the weight of silken stone is one of the many proverbs or sayings in our world. Is the idea of the strength and grace of womanhood, and the idea that this is the way that mothers bring their daughters into their culture, into their stories, and again just reinforce the value of again sisterhood being a space and place of a myriad of other stories. Though I myself, from a gender standpoint, don't identify with that, I feel like that being able to be a steward of all this talent and all of these spaces and places, particularly to find Black and brown women and indigenous women be able to tell their stories with authenticity and agency, was also important. So the idea for this was to have them be able to find and see themselves not only on the page, but also behind the page in production and part of our legacy that we're looking to build. And so we have just simply, I feel ashamed to be holding these stories as long as I have. So of course, this was something that had been born out of the pandemic. We had had a lot of opportunity in bringing our graphic novel to life, which again, glad that we are on the shipping side of that. But at the same time, we just have some really amazing stories that I know once people read will simply want more. So again, a way for this to build out was for us to just make this an annual thing. So we'll be kind of, after we finish this, we'll get right into the production of the next graphic novel, and then hopefully this time next year also have a part to that. And so in partnership with Outland Entertainment, we've found a great home that will help us leverage the Sorghum and Spear brand to be something in the space of sword and soul, but also in fantasy and tabletop gaming with some future endeavors to come. And so we're just trying to make a modest but concise way. So this Kickstarter is very streamlined, right? So we're just bringing in not only our books, just simply our books at this point, right? So where folks can come in and get the PDF of either this book or the graphic novel that I just shared. In addition to that, just as a bundle as well, because we also want to make sure to honor our commitments to those who've yet to receive their graphic novel. So we want to make sure that we have this in a space where all this fantastic things can be enjoyed, and then from there we'll talk about the next steps of Sorghum and Spear.
Nice. Yeah, and I'm sitting here and watching this, and I'm like, man, I was supposed to be a part of this project, but I didn't get my stuff together in time.
Oh,
but
so to that, right? That I think that'd be like the email is in the mail, right? So the next part to that, we
never say never, Moana.
No, I know.
Right,
Yeah.
and to that end, we want to make sure that everyone's more than welcome to find their space and place in this program. So again, as we go to tabletop design, which is one of my many other hats that I get a chance to wear.
Yeah.
And because that's where this is born from. This is a love of
D&D.
Yeah, good old D&D, and just not seeing
good
myself
old
in the story
D&D.
I want to see, and not having a cohort for my Black female protagonist, which is Namazi. That was my first D&D character. So that's the character who's our original core character out of Sorghum and Spear. And so, with this, we've done. If anyone visits the site, you'll hear some of the audio from the audio guide that we're building behind from that. So a first look there, and tomorrow we'll actually showcase some of the language that we've been working on. So over the past 2 years, we've been working to develop a spoken language and a visual language that will work. So kind of embedded in that book and behind, it's kind of a hidden gem, is that we have an alphabet that we use and utilize in that. So it's cut into the back end of that book. But for those who back this book, and we'll showcase that tomorrow, there'll be an Eshewe, which is the language of the Sorghum and Spear, and that you'll see a language guide, and we'll start showcasing some of the audio files from that project as well. So we look to incorporate that to give a little bit of an additional some additional world building into the Eternal Realm here.
That's awesome. I'm glad you pronounced it Eshewe, okay? Because I saw it and I was like, I don't want to butcher this.
No, that's quite all. It's a space, and I'm still, again, just hearing it audibly myself. I have to do the same. So that's part of the fun of fantasy, right? This idea of learning and being able to find parts and pieces that feel familiar and parts that are completely fantastic.
Yeah.
So, as I've seen with the other projects here, it's just been able to utilize the space and platform to just connect and be able to build these types of worlds that we all can share and find ourselves a part of is just what's so beautiful about not only Kickstarter, but the synergy of our shared communities. So even though this was, I'm known for comics and I help a lot of people with their comics Kickstarters, this is my first prose Kickstarter. And again, just understanding the timing and where we are in the world, still being able to, even 9 days away, to still be optimistic that we'll fund and we'll bring a fantastic story to life, and brings fantastic stories to life, is a blessing. So I'm appreciative of that, and obviously being able to be in such great talent and company tonight.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah. So we are just now.
I just want to say, everybody in this pod on this show right now is brilliant. That's all I got to say. Everyone in here right now is brilliant. I mean,
Agreed.
3 projects that like are just killing it right now. I need to leave. I
No,
need to
you
take,
don't. Shut up.
I need to take a moment right now because everybody in here is brilliant.
You're the reason
Bravo
we're here,
to all
man.
y'all.
Right, exactly.
Bravo to all y'all.
Yes, and what y'all don't know is that you guys just inspired him, and I'm gonna see it in the art. Watch.
I'm done.
Yes, Ryan.
Excellent.
Ryan is awesome. Man, so that's really cool, guys. I love seeing what I love being as part of this community as well is like seeing the growth of our creators too. You know, like, and yes, Ryan is brilliant. Thank you, Katie. Isn't he not?
Katie, I love you, girl.
Katie is brilliant too. Okay, guys, like
Katie
I
is
need her
amazing.
to like
Don't even front.
come
Katie's
out of her
she's
shell. Come,
incredible.
Katie. Like you can be
An
on the
incredible
creative team
artist.
too.
Incredible artist.
Yes, Katie did a couple fan art pieces for our
It's
podcast
amazing.
that we did a couple months ago, and it was fantastical. And that just reminds me, I still need to put mine on canvas because it's such a beautiful piece. Like it like just demands to be displayed. So
True.
shout out to Katie. Alrighty. Okay, so I guess maybe we'll pop up ours just for a little bit. Let's see where we are because I haven't looked since we've been here.
Are we at 13 yet? Are we close?
We're close. I think we're close.
We're really close. Really
12,551.
close.
This is crazy. Crazy.
It's
crazy.
insane.
Kickstarter math.
Absolutely insane.
Gonna be more.
It's crazy, guys. Let me just tell you, like, I was so scared to put up a 5-figure goal. I mean, Will's heard this because we're in the mastermind together, so he hears all of my my musings and my things. But look at that.
We always get in our
insane.
heads.
Yeah.
We always get in our heads. I know.
It's good. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my first Kickstarter, Moana. I can't. I still can't right now. I can't.
Yes. No, it's teamwork. It really is teamwork because you have amazing art and I have a pretty good story. We'll see.
Shut up.
Lots of studying
Yeah,
in the
You're
background.
underselling the crap out of yourself.
Don't even do that. You don't have, girl. You got a great story. Be quiet. They don't even know. They don't even know.
But yes, I have to shout out to like our creative team. Okay, so hopefully I can remember everyone. Of course, Ryan as my illustrator, letterer TBD. We'll see. Hopefully I can announce that soon. Let's see. We have a beautiful variant cover by the amazing Mog Park. You may know her. She's worked on HBO's Game of Thrones, which I think is pretty damn awesome. Let's see. Let me go down to the. There's lots of great art here. Mog Park, Chris Koanui, who did colors on Mog's cover, and it turned out amazing. Kamakalehiva Purdy Avelino. I do not expect anyone who is not Hawaiian to be able to pronounce that. She is going to be helping us with the translations into Hawaiian language. I cannot do all of it, so I wish I could, but I can't. Let me see. Where's the Mog cover? Where is the Mog cover? Yay, there it is. So this is a really, we're keeping it super exclusive with this. We're only going to print 25. And if with this bundle, you also get her pencil study and her sketch prints with that, along with the main cover, and then the ebooks for Fishing Day with Papa Ray and Shadows of the Ancients. So really excited about that one. Definitely check that out. It's also in the add-ons if you just want to grab her variant cover. You can check that out in the add-ons too. Let's see. I was still on the creative team. Laurie Foster, who's on here right now, she made our amazing video. So fun.
Laurie and Eric. Yeah.
She was clutch because I was actually in California and I was like, oh my God, Laurie, you're gonna kill me, but I need a video. Do you think you can put something together for me?
It was a little last minute. It was fun.
Yeah. So she did the video, and not just the video. Eric also did the song. He produced the song. on the video, which is a unique one that's done specifically for the campaign. So really excited about that. If you guys have checked it out. And of course, our beautiful chibi artist, Spectana. If we hit 13,000, we are going to get some of his art. We're going to print stickers at 13,000. And if you would like his art in another format, let me drop this real quick because I'm going to show. Let me show myself because I want you guys to see the hoodies. So can I see?
Oh, nice.
So there is merch in the add-ons as well. So you can get t-shirts, hoodies. We even did youth t-shirts because obviously this is for kids. We even did these super cute onesies. Let me see if I can pull that up. Where is that graphic?
You are fearless, Moana. I don't even want to try to think about doing t-shirts or clothing. I just like, no way. It's too scary.
It is scary, but I do it like print on demand so that, you know, it can be scary if like you're trying to do it the way people used to do it before, where you'd have to like order a whole bunch ahead of time. But print on demand has made that like a lot more reasonable, especially for Kickstarters like this, because you know you only print what you need, right? So that's super important. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I've done it. I've done it in other iterations of former businesses, and it was not cute. So yeah, we're not doing that again. And how can I forget my pops? Shout out to Viet Win. We have custom toys on this campaign. So if you would like to check those out, we have one for Nakoa and one for Nohea. And he just did such an amazing job. Each one of those is hand painted and hand sculpted. So if you follow his Twitch, I think he goes on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, and he's actually creating them online on his stream.
On like, it's so cool. It's so cool.
So cool. So those are a bunch of the add-ons that you can get on the campaign. And let's see.
I'm so excited for that crop hoodie.
Yes, Laurie is the crop hoodie queen. Tell them about the first one, Laurie.
Yeah, so Moana offered crop hoodies for her Moana Nui Kickstarter, and I got one, and I get so many compliments on this crop hoodie, guys. Like, everybody loves it, and it has a great fit, and it's super soft. And like, men, women, I don't care. Everyone looks fucking good in a crop hoodie. You should get one.
And they're comfortable as hell.
Yeah.
Super comfortable. Yeah.
Super.
Yes. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, so secret for me, like when I do merch, I have to test it out myself because I don't. Ever since they've done like the soft shirts and like the soft hoodies, I can't go back to the rigid stuff anymore. So whenever I order stuff, I'm like, okay, I need to order one for me and make sure it's good and, you know, stuff that people are going to really love. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it because if I don't love it, you're not going to love it. So yeah, definitely cool. All righty. So yeah, guys, let's see. We have 24 hours, 26 hours, whatever it is, Kickstarter hours. And we are $449 away from a sticker. Woo!
All right.
So we'll see what happens. Let's see.
Hey, that's a long time in Kickstarter time.
It is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Especially when it's the last day. I'm like, all right, guys, come on.
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome. So I'm curious though. So like, you know, everyone here has lots of experiences on Kickstarter. So for someone like Ryan who has not done one before and it's their first time, like what were some of the things you felt during your first Kickstarter? Like, what was your experience?
I feel like I know some of the things that Ryan felt, and I know that I felt that.
Hey now, the anxiety was real. It was real.
Soul-crushing day.
Moana was like, Moana half the time was like, shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Stop. Shut up.
No, but because I feel like a lot of there's a lot of indie creators who want to dip their toes into Kickstarter, but I have lots of reservations, and I think we've all had some of them. So, but I think it'd be good for folks to hear some of it.
Well, I mean, honestly, at least for me, I would not have any success on Kickstarter at all if it weren't for Tyler James and Comics Launch. What I did not know filled the universe. I learned so much that I was able to, because my first one didn't fund, and I was able to come back and got funding, and then so I've been building on that. So it made it a lot less of a emotional roller coaster. How about that? than it normally could have been, I think. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
For me, please, Laurie. My apologies. Laurie,
no,
please.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm still thinking, so you're.
Oh, no worries. I think for me, and I guess to say to you, Ryan, congratulations. You probably got past the refresh every 30 seconds mode.
It was like I'm only
that
it was literally like every 35 minutes.
Right.
I would
so
get
that,
it.
that so that refresh,
again.
so that refresh anxiety, you're it comes and goes. It definitely comes at the very end again. You're gonna get another bout, obviously, when you're a couple of moments away. But that definitely was the first thing I can definitely recall. And I try to tell people, like, you got to give that space. Right. And trust in your work and your support and in the process, as we say. I've been on the side of both, right, where it seems like everything comes and then it's just the desert, and then it's the everything you think would work didn't work, and the one thing you're like, no one cares about this is the thing that everybody wanted. Like, you should have done this to start off with, right? And so it's when you got so many hats on your head at the time, you're marketing, you're promoting, you're trying to create.
You're speaking on my fears, bro. What you doing to me right now?
But then you see,
that was it.
But then you see that what you put out into the world, people like and appreciate it and are willing to support. So I say to that, but being able to lend on that strength is the key, right? That what you put out there.
That's exactly what I told Moana. I was like, I've never seen so much love and support from the indie community. Like, I've never been in this kind of lane or this kind of ever. And the support of the indie community has been unreal, like, to the point that it's astonishing. I'm like, why are not people doing this more, kind of thing?
Oh yeah.
And that's what I felt like through this whole entire time, because like this is my first bout of like putting literally myself out there. Like, I put myself out there in different ways, but not into the point like it was like this, something that is tangible, something that is real, something that you can hold in life. So like I've never experienced such love from this community. It's been absolutely amazing.
Right. And that's part of the vulnerability of being an artist, right? Is that, you're exposing you're putting your dreams on display, right? And you're leaving it to strangers to help take you to that next step. But I think, again, that's the beauty of like platforms like Kickstarter. And again, when you, see the success, or maybe even outside of success, you still get enough to grow and develop. So those are the parts I can recall and still recall now of having these campaigns. So that's again, everyone's unique, but I'm just so happy where everyone here has such fantastic work, and you can obviously see things going your way this round.
For sure. Laurie?
There's so much. Yeah, the reloading every 3 seconds. I'd say my first 2 campaigns, I did that for probably the first week or 2. I was obsessed. And I could not get shit done because I was just like, why isn't it going up? What else can I do? What do I need to get me more shit? What am I doing wrong? And then taking that and overthinking it and giving away too much. which is something I did at first. I got really excited, and I wanted other people to get excited too. And I was like, well, free shit. Like that's obviously the way to do it. And there's definitely a point where you kind of hurt yourself by giving them too much.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, kind of like the flow, the ebb and flow, like Dedrin was saying, like knowing how Kickstarter kind of works, like when you launch, you're up high in the rankings and everyone on Kickstarter seeing your stuff and you're getting new backers, and then all of a sudden there's like, it's dead. And you're like, well, why is it dead? What did I do wrong?
Yes.
And that's, that's just, it's not really you, it's social media algorithms and Kickstarter algorithms. You drop down on Kickstarter, not as many people are seeing it. And then again, in the last, 3-4 days of the campaign, you get bumped up again, and you're like, oh, okay, so I don't have to panic as much now, which I know Ryan was doing when you guys were like 500 away from the goal, and there were 4 or 5 days. You were like, why? This is not. I can't do that.
Ryan almost blacked out, Laurie. I almost blacked out, girl. I had a moment of like this, like fear. I was like, oh my God, I'm so deep in this book right now. I am deep in it. I'm changing shit. I'm doing new layouts. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. It was like, oh my God. And then it happened. It just happened.
Yeah.
Moana knows. Like I've been messaging her like, so,
yeah, I was keep asking him. I said, do you trust me? He's like, yes. I'm like, okay, then stop.
Yep, indefinitely. And then she's like, shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up. I was like, I'm gonna shut the hell up now. I'm gonna leave it alone.
We got this. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just like turn the computer off and like go, like take a bath and read a book.
But honestly, it's like it was one of the best experiences of my life, especially with like being with Moana on this ride. Like, because it was just a roller coaster from the jump. Like, and this all spawned just from shooting the shit. This whole idea spawned from me and Moana just talking about it. And then I'm like, I'm just going to create something. We're going to do it. And I'm going to put it online and see what people say. And then it just happened. It just took off from there. And like, Moana's like, I'm going to bust out this badass story. We're going to world build. We're taking this shit to Lord of the Rings and stuff. And I was like, I'm on. I'm on board. And that was it. That was it. Here we are.
Yes. It's a
lot. You make a good point. It's always really good to have people to talk you down, because I know in our group, you guys have had to talk me down a few times. I'm not. Okay. I'm breathe,
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
We've all had to talk each other down, right? Like, that's why I love our mastermind, because it's, even though like someone else is sharing their struggle, like everyone else is like, yep, thank you. Like, I'm feeling that too. Let me write my notes down and stop. Let me get out of my head, Let me just execute my plan and stop worrying.
Yeah. And talking to other indie creators like about this, and most people, like running a campaign on Kickstarter, even if you don't know them personally, if you message them on Kickstarter, they're actually really nice. I found this. And they'll cross promote with you if you want, or they'll even just talk to you about what they're doing and why they're doing so well. When I first started, it was our first or second Kickstarter, and I found out about Felipe Cagno. He does the Few and Cursed. And I was looking at his Kickstarter, and it was like $100,000. So I messaged him and I was like, Felipe, what the hell? Like, how did you do that? And he messaged me and he chatted with me. Like, he's a really nice dude. Like, he's like, no one's elitist, or like, it's great.
Yeah, it is a beautiful community.
Yeah, it is. Like, I'm just like how supportive everybody is. It's unreal. And then all the opportunities that you get to meet new people too. Like, I've met so many new people out of this experience too, which is astonishing and fun, like all at the same time. So it's been wonderful.
I think it speaks to the fact that the community is so supportive that the comics category on Kickstarter is has the highest funding percentage rate, right? I think I read that.
Yeah, I think we did.
Like 70%, 75% of comics projects are funded, which is just astonishing. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing platform. You just gotta know like how to use it properly. And the best way to do that is to talk to people who are successful on it. Really.
Yeah, I'm always happy to answer questions and talk with people. Moana and I go back and forth all the time.
Yes. Like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Even the veterans, guys, still have like, oh God, let me stop hitting refresh.
Talk me down.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, it is a lot of fun. I do remember like when, just like Will, my first Kickstarter failed like miserably. I think I set a 5-figure goal on that one. Did I? No, maybe it was 8,000. Whatever it was, I only raised $45, guys, because I didn't know shit about Kickstarter. I thought it was just going to be like serving up all my stuff to everyone. No.
Right.
So yeah, I think that was like in 2015. And that was an epic fail. But don't quit is what I'm saying. Like, don't quit, even if you like your first one. Like here, like look at all of us. I mean, I failed and I have like 5 successful ones after that. So,
but it wasn't a failure because you learned from it,
right.
and it got you where you needed to go to succeed. So it's only a failure if you don't learn. So you still haven't failed, right?
True. Very true. Thank you, Will. Right. See, talking me down again.
Right.
That's what it's for.
No, that is true though. Especially for creators, like it's not a failure. Just keep going, learn from it, and course correct. And it's funny because like a lot of the things that I've learned being a creator and using Kickstarter and just being an entrepreneur, wearing all the hats, like a lot of it is mental, and it's actually helped me like even in my career, like with the people that I lead on my teams and stuff. I'm like, guys, let's like, we're taking a risk. It's okay. Like not everything's going to be successful, like, but what did we learn from it and how can we change that? Like that's the things that I love because I mean, it's just very relatable. Yeah.
And our full focus planners.
That's
yes.
Yes. I am lost without mine. Like,
if it's not on the calendar, it didn't happen.
That's right. That's one thing Ryan has learned from me.
It didn't happen. It's not on the calendar.
It didn't happen, and it doesn't exist.
It went down today. We just had to remind ourselves today. So it wasn't on the calendar. It didn't happen.
Yes, I messed up the time today. I was like, "Did I not tell you that I moved it to 7?" He was like, "Nope, but I'm gonna be there." I was like, "Okay, cool." Yeah, awesome, guys. Well, I know everybody has Kickstarters going on and lots of other busy things that you guys need to do. So we are going to respect your time. And thank you guys so much for coming on. I hope this helps get some fresh eyes onto your projects. We will be sending out another update today. And we will plug each of your projects. And hopefully that'll help as well as we move into our last 24-hour frenzy. And we'll see where we land. So before we go, though, tell folks where they can find you online, and I'll plop the Kickstarter links into the comments while we're doing that. We'll start with Will, and then we'll go around the screen like we did the last time.
The benefits of having a last name that begins with A. All right. I am at Walred. That's at WALLRED at Gmail or Twitter, and I spend most of my time on Twitter, but you can get me at Facebook as well. And if you want to check out Crossover Division, you can find it on Kickstarter, or you can go to crossoverdivision.com/Kickstarter or crossoverdivision.com/KS.
Awesome. Right.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we were going the same direction.
Yes, I'm Ryan. I'm the illustrator of The Adventures of Nakoa and Nohea, Shadows of the Ancient, Book 2 to the series. You can find me at Ryan Robinson on Facebook, R248 on the gram, and theartofryanrobinson.com at my website. I'm so happy to bring this book to you guys. I'm really stoked. Can't wait.
Dedra?
Thank you. So it's Dedra Sneed. Normally, Dedra Sneed is at for Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find our project under sorghumandspirit.com, or again for subsumelife.com for that and additional more comic-centric projects as well. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And Laurie.
We're Unlikely Hero Studios. It's at UH Studios, like on pretty much anything. UHstudios.com is our website. UHstudios.com/Kickstarter, or the website below for our Kickstarter. And I'm LAF Inker or LAF Model on Twitter and Instagram. I think that's it.
Awesome. Alrighty, and then of course yours truly, Moana. You can find us on Kickstarter for 24 more hours. www.moanatheauthor.com. Thank you to all of our backers who have joined us on this wonderful adventure, taking the plunge. You will not be disappointed by this book. Thank you to our independent community who has just rallied around us as we were in that kind of weird spot, so close to the goal but not there, the sharing and all of the cross promotion.
Yeah, man, that was
super
beautiful
amazing.
to see.
Yes.
On my news feed. That was beautiful to see. Beautiful.
Yes. So thank you all so much. We can't wait to do this because the hard work ends after this campaign ends. I mean, the hard work starts when this
the real work begins. Yeah. The real work has already started, girl. I'm in there. Yeah. I am in the plunge.
At least you could work on it without panicking, right? That's it.
Yes, that is true.
No.
He's still nervous. He's still. It's gonna be greatness.
Yes, it is. It's looking good. It's looking sharp.
It's gonna be great. Yeah,
looking like a lot of fun. Yeah, and I'm actually going to go visit Nakoa and Nohea next week. So I'm hoping to do some fun, cool videos with the kids and just say thank you, from them too. So can't wait to get some time with family for the holidays. And I hope everyone else take some time, guys. I know it's a lot going on right now. The pressure can feel real. But definitely set aside that time to spend with your family and your loved ones. And yourself. Treat yourself. Don't forget in the holidays, treat yourself. Get a pedi, a mani, I don't know, whatever it is that makes you happy. Do that, just
get a massage. If you're an artist or a writer, get a massage.
You just said those words and I'm like, I got relaxed.
Yes.
I need
this is medically required shit. Massage, right. I'm telling you.
Yes, and you can get that. If you have a flexible spending plan, whatever, that counts. So just if you didn't know that counts. Alrighty, guys. Well, we're going to let everybody go. As you said, thank you so much for being here. Shout out to our independent community and to our Kickstarter community. We appreciate y'all. Take care. Happy holidays. As we say in Hawaii, mele kaliki maka ame haoli maka hiki ho. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Take care, everybody.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe Bay. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals, school will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals, school will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.